They had a nice talk about Babcock's future on the weekend. One of the topics discussed by Holland was in regard to his future.
Oh, that's impossible.
Quote, we talked about a situation and now we need a little time. I'm going to say and use the word stew. That's what he said. We're going to stew over what we talked about. Then in a few days, we'll talk again. Thank you for that, Kevin. Thank you for clearing up the fact you guys had a nice car ride and you're going to talk. But big news. I mean, this could be potentially Peter Horacek-esque news when it comes to the Toronto Maple Leafs allegedly reaching out to Guy Boucher, who's coaching in Europe. That news is coming yesterday.
That dressing room's going to change, Dean. You want to bring that guy in? Talk about taskmaster. You thought Randy Carlyle was tough. But if in fact, Guy Boucher is the next coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs,
Is he intense?
Oh, yeah, he is.
Isn't that what drove him out of Tampa Bay too?
Yep,
Is guys like Stamkos are like, listen, this guy is a huge jerk,
and but he might have changed his ways and maybe learned his lesson a little bit, because that happens. Some of these coaches, you gotta coddle today's player. You can't be that much of a hard ass. Bob Hartley's the perfect example of a guy when he was in Colorado, super hard ass. They drove him out of town there. He's kind of changed his ways, and look what he's doing now with the Calgary Flames.
Yeah.
Maybe Guy Boucher can be that guy here with the Maple Leafs.
Well, who knows? Yeah, it's very preliminary. I think they want to look at all options, the Leafs. But if it is Boucher, I think it's kind of interesting because he was known as a great tactician, a smart guy, but yeah, maybe a bit too fiery, and you learn some things, right? But he was known for that 1-3-1 system. There was that terrible game against Philadelphia when they didn't attack the Flyers at all. But he's not just a trap coach. It's supposed to be a counter-attacking system too. So I think it's interesting. But yeah, as you say, he is a bit of a fiery guy, and he looks like the bad guy from Casino Royale.
Right, with the bloody tears.
Yeah, Le Chiffre. That'd be a great nickname for him if he becomes it. But
That's very...
Yeah, because he's also French. I get it.
I like that they're using him as leverage.
exactly. Yeah,
Use him as leverage for like that. Hey, Mike, if you don't get here, we'll hire Guy Boucher.
You know what, if I were Mike, I'd be like, you know what, go right ahead, tough guy. Paul, here's his number. I'll call him for you.
I got a 5 high. That's what the Leafs have when Mike back.
Boucher's reportedly on a lot of teams' lists, and he's been.
I got an outside straight draw with 2 cards. Oh, you mean Guy Boucher? Yeah. Watch out. I might hire Guy Boucher. Hire Mike Babcock. I'm like, you know what? I still have Peter Horachuk's phone number too.
Peter Horachuk. I don't know. I think it's silly to say Boucher's not a good coach. I mean,
nobody's saying he's not a good coach.
Right. Well,
hard ass.
Exactly, and maybe he's learned things. And his goalies there were Matthew Garon and Anders Lindback. You try to coach a team to a winning record.
Listen, if there's any indictment of a coach having to have Anders Lindback in that, the Buffalo Sabres purposely traded for that guy to have him in net for them to finish dead last.
Yeah, he actually played pretty good too. Much to Tim Murray's chagrin, right?
What are you doing? Stop it.
You're supposed to suck harder.
Oh, you understand, Roth? Oh, you're doing well. Let's get you the hell out of here.
Yeah, so anyway, there you go. Guy Boucher been contacted by talk about the path of least resistance too for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
They always do this too. And it's so Toronto. Jays do it. Leafs do it. Where do they go? Oh, you know what?